South Africans, Afrikaners. Sometimes I watch videos where you deny most of the things and you accept the education that was given to you, the history that was given to you. Remember, you are also slaves to this system. This system gave you a history that will be in your favor. How coincidental that um the Afrikaners came in 1600, and they say the Bantu also came in the 1600s, after the 1600s in South Africa. How coincidental is that? And when I tell people about we were always here, remember, where is the history of the Khoisans in the Zulu nation? Where is any history of them? Where is any history of the Khoisan in lands like Limpopo? In the Khoisans were mostly in areas like Namibia, Cape Town, Botswana, that side. That's why you also have the mixture of Tswanas. I told you about the Griquas. The mixtures of Tswanas, Xhosas, Khoisan, and even when the Dutch came and mixed with those and make the Griquas, which later became Afrikaners when they were separated due to skin complexion and religious. I tell you this because of I want you to also be free. Not because of, I want to dismantle your whatever, your pride or your history, whatever you call it. But I want you to start on reality, to start on the truth. And the truth is, most of the history you learn about Black people is what the system wanted you to believe for a longest time, because they have an agenda, they had a mission for you. The same people who funded the Anglo-Boer War, when they saw gold in South Africa and have the highest gold reserve in South Africa and gold in South Africa. So if we start figuring out this system, you will understand that even the whites don't have much bigger piece in this pie. They have a piece, but they don't have a bigger piece that we think they have. It is made us to believe that they have what they don't have. Yes, white people are richer than Black people in South Africa. That's totally clear. But what I'm telling you is the division, is the main thing that drives this. Let me go back to history. Let's go back to the same people who saw division between Blacks and whites when they saw a white poverty, a white Afrikaners who were also poor, just like Black people. The same people who did that are the same people who were behind that, who funded that, are the same people who are making sure that ANC does the division and continue with the division. EFF continue with the division. They play a 300-year game. They don't play a, a 5-year plan. No, that's why you would find that things that will unfold in a country will, they plan, these presidents and ministers, people plan for 30 years, but people can only be elected for 5 years. They will do projects that will go a span of 50 years and can't disrupt that those projects and those things or those laws. It's not a mistake, it's by design. So when I hear white people don't want to hear the real history, when I told them about the white Afrikaners, about the real Afrikaners, that the Afrikaners are people of color, mixed, not extinguished white people. If you watch Afrikaners as white, it's whitewashed like in Argentina. It's whitewashed. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that the farmers in South Africa were blacks. They were always blacks. Zulus were farmers, big farmers. Vendors were big farmers. That's why in the mines, it was a temporary work for us, black farmers. It was temporary work to be at farms, to be at mines, because we also had farms. We also had things going on in our lives. So the same people who wanted us to be on the mines made sure that our land is taken, so we can only rely on working. You need to understand these things. And we're not saying these things because we hate you. And other thing you need to understand in South Africa, Afrikaners are protecting themselves, which is rightfully so, because they don't know their history too. They were being lied to by the same system that's lied to us. It's a continuation. If you don't understand that, then you will understand it one day. But it's just a continuation of the system. It's not that it's the National Party, is the ANC, is what. No, it's just a continuation of the system that evolves, that soaks division, that makes sure that the history is not written well. That's why you don't even get to learn about Job Maseko in school. And who's this Majosi? There's this guy Majosi who was a military South African World War II military veteran who did the amazing without being handed weapons. You know that we as South African, black South African, fought the World War II. We deserve this democracy. We fought this democracy. We fought for this democracy. That's why we still enjoy the benefits of democracy in South Africa, because we fought for this democracy. If 80,000 volunteers of black South African came forward and you don't learn about that, then it tells you more that it's very much important for us to acknowledge certain things. And it doesn't strip anything away from you to acknowledge the truth, because you are the truth.